to do a treatment. If everybody could please close your eyes, go within for a moment. Take a deep breath and bring yourself into connection with Creator. I know one Creator, divine abundance in all aspects of life, love, joy, peace, freedom. I am one with the eternal presence. I see the Center for Spiritual Living in Red Deer as a busy location with classes and support groups. I see a strong leader who lives the philosophy of science of mind. I know a board who are very involved in running the center. People of all ages are sharing and coming together to support each other. With a deep sense of gratitude, I know it to be the truth of our experience at this center. I declare it to be so, and so it is. And now, it's my honor to introduce Reverend Joanne with her talk for this week. And I have no idea what it is.
How to use it?
How to use it. Affirmative prayer. See,
Test.
It's been a while.
Am I coming through? I used to say, am I turned on, but I'm not doing that anymore. Thank you, Juliet. No comment. Hey, look at my new iPad case, just in case you needed a distraction. Isn't it so pretty? Thank you. Oh, yeah. Good morning, beautiful. Thank you for affirming that back to me. And I always say, we don't hear that enough. We should say that to each other and to ourselves. I want you to know I see you. Hi. I honor you. And I'm honored to be here with you today. I'm Reverend Joanne, and I invite you to just join me. I know we already did an affirmative prayer, but join me in another one. And consider the steps of affirmative prayer treatment that we've talked about. That the 5 steps: God is, I am, I know, and I'm grateful, and I release. So just see if you notice those in this affirmative prayer treatment. If you choose, just close your eyes and go within your heart to that sacred space. As I affirm with gratitude, there is one divine creator of all. I call this God. Everywhere present, all-knowing, the essence of power, love, and light. I know that I am of this divinity. As I step into my truth, I recognize that I am all-knowing, the manifestation of power, love, and light on this earth at this time. I declare these words for each person here in body, mind, and spirit who claim it as their own. I know that all is as it should be today. I declare that all is well. All is divine. I accept that I am here. I am present and accounted for. I know that my presence makes an impact on all whom I meet on my journey. The impact of my life has created a ripple of love that's flowing from me with ease and grace out into the world. I use this power for good, and it flows back into me, magnified. I take a quiet moment right now to bring into my awareness all those who need to know they are loved. And I send it forth without expectation, without judgment, because I know it is received with an open heart and mind by all whom are receptive right now. with great gratitude for this truth, for the divine life unfolding before me, as me. I am grateful. And I release this into the law of mind where it is already known, done, returned, multiplied, and overflowing, as we state in harmony, and so it is. Thank you. Today we're going to discover and develop the science of mind and how to use it. We've worked this month on the 4 first chapters of the science of mind, the thing itself, what it is, what it does, and today, how to use it. You know, when we got our ministry, we had to do a focus for ourselves. What were we going to focus on? What was our motto? And mine was to teach people the power of their own mind to write affirmations. So to teach affirmative prayer. So I feel so humbled to be up here today. I think all of you came here for a reason, and to hear the message that changed me, and I know will change you. How to use it, affirmative prayer. But first, I'd like to invite 3 people up here who have honored themselves by declaring those four steps. They know how to use it for good. So I'd like to invite Kathy, Floyd, and Ursula to come up and stand up here. Yeah, I know. I'm just, surprising everybody today by calling them up. So last week, Floyd, Kathy, Ursula became baptized into this truth of declaring their own divinity, that they have the power greater than we are in the universe and they can use it. Kathy, this is to honor and acknowledge the divine spirit has been baptized in the name of the Father, Mother God, the Son of the living consciousness, and the Holy Spirit of love and truth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ursula, this is to honor and acknowledge the divine spirit has been baptized in the name of the Mother, Father, Spirit, the Son of the consciousness, and the Holy Spirit of love and truth. Thank you. Floyd, this is to honor and acknowledge the divine spirit has been baptized in you in the name of the Father, Mother God, the Son of the Christ consciousness, and the Holy Spirit of love and truth. Thank you. I had to hunt Kathy down last week for a hug. She was just flying out the door. Thank you. And Kathy already got her book, but I have one for Floyd and Ursula, and it's from my library at home. So if it's got some, highlighting in it, that's a bonus. Please acknowledge Kathy, Ursula, and Floyd. Oh, I just want you to know I love you so much. The science of mind and how to use it. Well, you use it with this saying on this side that you might not recognize every week when you come in, but you should say it every week when you come in. There's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it for good. Well, that's a deep subject, how to use it. And I can talk about that, but I'd rather show you. I'd rather teach you. I remember one of the classes I took, it was a TED Talk class, and it said people don't want information, they want inspiration. So when it says, and I can use it, that's exactly it. You don't have to remember this whole thing, you just have to remember you can use it for good. And we can credit that wisdom to Parker Phineas Quimby. And Ernest Holmes, that was one of Ernest Holmes' mentors, that he studied books of so many different people. And that was one thing that Phineas Quimby Parker called it. So how to use it? Well, you use it by taking control of your thoughts. And you can use it by knowing that it is done unto you as you believe. I often also like to look at a Bible caption and wonder, how can we make that relevant in today's world? Well, this whole teaching and today's message is about, it is done unto you as you believe. And that breaks down into many different things. If that's all you remember, break it down into pieces. It is done. It is done unto you. It is done unto you as you. It is done unto you as you believe. And another way I think about how to use it is to be mindful. And that's a whole new thing that's awakening right now. You see online all kinds of things about mindfulness. But mindfulness is how to use it. And you know, mindfulness is not about living in slow motion. Hi, Susan. She just brought food by. Are you coming back or are you just bringing us food? Okay. Love it. So mindfulness, it's about stripping away the distractions of everyday life. It's about staying on track. And I know in January we talked about what's your intention, but intention's nothing without commitment. So it's about staying on track as an individual, either in your home or in your work, and setting goals for yourself, and then taking control of those goals. They can be pretty small or really big. Mindfulness is like the filling of the sandwich. That is the affirmation. That's mindfulness. So when I think about a sandwich, I think about, maybe 12 grain bread or sourdough bread. And the affirmation, the first two steps is God is and I am. That's the foundation. That's the bottom of your sandwich. But a sandwich is not very good if you make it on the counter. It's really nice to make it on a bottom piece of bread. And then you fill it with your affirmation. You fill it with whatever you want. I am love, light, prosperous, abundance, joyful. And then you might like an open-faced sandwich, but not me. I like a top on my sandwich. And the top is the gratitude and the release. So you need to cover that affirmation, put that top piece of beautiful bread on there with gratitude, release, and know that it's done. We use that word it. I talked about Phineas Parker Crimby calling it it. And we do it when we practice and teach affirmative prayer and those 5 steps that have been scientifically proven to change your life. I talked last week about maybe just make an affirmation for something like a good parking spot. That's what we did in class. And then you get a good parking spot and you're like, whoa, this stuff works. I think I'm going to do it on something else. I think I'm going to do an affirmation for every green light. Wow, this stuff works. So it doesn't have to be something big, like I'm going to win the lottery or get a Mercedes-Benz, because, Janis Joplin's saving me one, so I don't have to have one here. Just make it something small, and that's how you build faith. You just start with something little, and then you work up. Once your faith is realized, anything is possible. So we always use our thoughts. It is absolutely done unto us as we believe. And if you change your thinking, you'll change your life. And all that is because we're creative. Okay, it's time to delve into the steps of affirmative prayer, or what we call spiritual mind treatment. And I do need somebody to hand these out. Where are these ones? Somebody might have remembered to bring theirs, because I did say, Kathy said she'll help you, to bring them. Oh, I wrote here, does everyone have one? I knew you guys wouldn't remember. And you can never do them enough, because every time you hear it, it becomes a little more ingrained in your consciousness, until the time comes when you need something and you can just say, Spirit's abundance, and if I'm from Spirit, so am I. Wow. That's what Ernest Holmes' wife did. She never did all the 5 steps. You would go to her and she'd do the affirmative prayer and let it go, and you'd go home and your life would unfold in ease and grace. Ernest often said, I think they came to see my wife, not me. So, I want you to just look at that, and if you have a pen, there might be some in the little pockets in front of you. And just look at those words. So step 1, recognition. And recognition is knowing we're surrounded by a creative principle. And that's what we teach. It's like the law of gravity. It's a law of mind. It's a creative principle. You can call it whatever you want. Some people call it it. And then in step 2, you accept your unity with that creativity. If it is the original creator of all, then that must be in us. We're of the same substance. Jesus said that. We are made in the image and likeness of it. But not just that. More than image and likeness. We're made of the same stuff: wisdom, joy, light, power, strength. And then step 3. Once we know that we're part of something greater and we've plugged into that and recognized it's within us, sometimes that takes me a long, long time. If I say Spirit is abundant, then sometimes for me to connect with that, I have to go over and over all those words. And then in step 3, when we truly and deeply know, that's where the magic starts. Because now you can say that it has conviction, commitment, power, and emotion. That is the affirmative part. Can you hand this back to Susan for me? You got one? Oh, you're the best. Okay, I'll just keep it here because I don't know what I put on there. Okay. So this is your affirmation. Once you connect with this power greater than you are, you declare, you know, you state, you believe, and anything you say there becomes your truth. And then in step 4, thanksgiving. Now, you wouldn't accept a gift from a friend or a family without saying thank you. And now that we know that this is the miracle, this is the magic, you need to say thank you for revealing this creative intelligence, for revealing this magic, and for acting on our affirmation, believing it's done as you believe. So it's already done. So be grateful for whatever you're affirming. Act on your affirmation. Some feel that we should start with that as well. I know that at a couple of classes they said, why don't we start with I'm grateful for, and I try to do that when I think about it. Yeah, maybe we should start with gratitude and end with gratitude. We've heard a lot about how that changes your life. But I'm going to stay on task, those 5 steps. The last one, it's releasing, letting it go. I'm a real visual person, so I imagine that I blew out the candle and the smoke rises up into the ether and dissipates and rains down on whoever needs the words that I said. But that is faith. That's releasing it into a higher consciousness with assurance that it's already done. We release it, we say, into the law of mind, which is the creative intelligence. It's like the law of gravity. What goes up must come down. The law of mind says, whatever you believe, it is done. So in completion, we state, and so it is, which is just one phrase of completion. It's similar to namaste, amen, and so it is. So how to use it? How to use it's important, but using it is imperative. You know, when somebody tells me they have this problem and they haven't taken a class, I say, did you do affirmative prayer treatment? Oh, and even better, did you ask for somebody to do treatment for you? Guilty as charged. Because the greatest thing about affirmative prayer that I forgot to mention in here is that you can do affirmative prayer for somebody else. Because we're all one, there's only one mind, we're all created from the same source. If somebody's having a problem, you can see their truth. You know that they're connected to something greater than we are. And then you can affirm, I know that you are abundant, loved, creative, healthy, prosperous, energized, because that's your truth. So now, with your own affirmation in front of you, you don't have to write in it if you don't want to. But if you do, if you have a pen or need a pen, we're going to write one for you to take home. So in the first 4 things that Ernest Holmes says to lead a happy, prosperous, healthy life is you need love, loving relationships. You need health in body, mind, and spirit. You need abundance, prosperity that has nothing to do with money. And you need creativity, which is really kind of my expression of confidence, because everybody's creative. Not everybody is willing to share their creativity, but Ursula's going to soon. So I want you to think about those 4 things. That's what I want you to just do. Let's do a declaration for one of those 4 things. What are you working on right now? Are you working on relationships, health, creativity, love, money? Just write that in there. And then we call recognition, clarification. And that's recognizing what God is. But I'm going to give you 2 choices. You can either write 2 other names for God. You can put spirit, divine intelligence, light, creator, divinity, or you can put 2 qualities of God. What is, when you think of creator, what do you think of? Do you think of peace, power, light, joy? And again, when you take it home, you can do as many as you want. But I would like you to just think about 2 words that mean God, whether they're another name for God or an attribute of God. So whatever that is, put those in there. Or you can use the 3 that are there. And then in the affirmation, I want you to repeat those words, because whatever words came to you, the other name for God or the attributes of God, those are the things that you need in your life, because they came to you like that. I don't want you to think about it. So in the second one, I just want you to write, and so am I, and put those 2 words. And so am I, love and light. And so am I, creator, universal intelligence. Or as Reverend Judy just says, God is, I am. But we're making it personal to ourselves. And then the affirmation. And I'm going to keep it simple here, and it's so amazing that Tress read that in the Science of Mind magazine. Oh, and it was in our affirmation. Ernest again says the 4 pillars of a magnificent life: loving relationships, abundance and prosperity, healthy body, mind, and spirit, and creativity. So let's start, and we'll just pick one of those things and write, what is it? Oh yeah, here it is. I know, whatever word, health, I'm using health. I know health is my absolute truth. That was in our opening affirmation. So write for yourself. I know loving relationships are my absolute truth. That leaves no room for denial. And then you can go on and say, so today I'm choosing health. And you can add your own words. Today I'm choosing creativity. And I know love is my absolute truth. I know abundance is my absolute truth. And that's how to use it. In the first chapters of the Science of Mind book, the thing itself, there's a chapter called What It Does. And then we're going to adjust to what it does. It flows through me, as me, with ease and grace. That's the affirmation. You know, this is your absolute truth, and it flows through me with ease and grace. I'm going home to drink a lot more water. That's the first thing that came to me. And then we're going to move into step 4, which is our gratitude. And maybe the first statement. Some people, every step, some people think that's the most important thing. Maybe the most important thing to you is gratitude. And you're very grateful for everything in your life. So you could write in there, I am grateful for my, whatever you worked on, I'm grateful for my health. Because really, there's nothing to heal, only the truth to reveal. So we're revealing our truth, and I'm grateful for my truth. Grateful for my health. And you can add as many things as you're grateful for. Often we end with, I'm grateful for this center. I'm grateful for these ministers. I'm grateful for this teaching. Grateful for my family, for my friends. And go on and on. You can never be too grateful. David said he was watching something on YouTube. Guess what they said? That you should go to bed every night and say all the things you're grateful for. I said, yeah, I know that. And so do you. So people are learning it in different ways. Be grateful. And then in step 5, we practice our faith in ourselves. Not faith in God, not faith in something outside of ourselves, but faith in ourselves to create the life that we want. I call it a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. We practice our faith by letting it go. In the collection baskets, there are some bookmarks with the 5 steps on the back. That might be easier for you to keep. I'm sorry I didn't cut them I had my grandkids help me cut them. If they're crooked, it's filled with love. And so there's some bookmarks because it's not important that you know to use it. It's imperative that you use it for good and for yourself. And now you know how to use it. And the rest is up to you. In closing, I'd like to read a statement from our founder, Ernest Holmes, as we celebrate this month. Would have been his 138th birthday. He was born on January 21st, 1887. So if you want, you can close your eyes, and we'll do this as our closing affirmation. He calls it awareness. We want to become aware of our own consciousness and its absolute oneness and fusion with all that is, so there can be nothing separate from what we ourselves are or apart from it. So that we know every word we speak is the presence and power and activity of the One. In us and as us, that we realize the transcendence of what we are doing, that the heart and mind and intellect and the will and consciousness completely accept it, and that nothing within us can reject it. We are aware of this, that our word is the presence and power and action of love, the living Spirit Almighty, and of perfection, of peace and joy and wholeness, oneness. We are aware of the infinite and limitless joy of being. All the energy there is, and all the enthusiasm there is, all the intelligence there is, and all the happiness there is at the point of our mind. Now, it is the law of being of each person that everything that he does shall prosper, that joy shall follow him, that everything he touches shall succeed, that goodness shall surround him, that love shall flow through him to everything he touches, that everything he touches is made whole, that the law of each of us is the law of our being. We accept the realization of the light and life and power and presence of the truth at the center of our being. We accept the absoluteness of that truth and our authority in it. And today we affirm loud and proud with conviction and power, and so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you for the gift of your presence. I am Reverend Joanne Faith. Peace and love, Boruck. And I hope you have an amazing week as you use it for good. And enjoy our potluck. And if you didn't bring anything, if you saw, there's enough for 50 people out there. So please stay. And I'll see you in a few weeks because I'm going to Mexico with my daughter and her husband and their 5 kids for a week. So Reverend Judy will speak next week and Reverend Trust the week after. So I hope you come and gather, because that's another good way to use it, is to be with like-minded people. And now I'd like to invite Lena up to do our closing.